repeating the story in your head. I promise you, the moment you stop repeating the same story over and over and over and over inside your head, 95 to 100% of your problems dissolve. Let me explain how and why. Imagine that you got a drama movie that you decide to bring home. You're watching it with your family, your friends, you went to the cinema and you're watching this movie, and it draws you quite intensely, moves you emotionally, allows you to cry, and gives you that opportunity to sense with the actors inside, right? Now you go home and that's the end of that. You do a bit of reflection, Bob's right. But what tends to happen with our day-to-day life, we go in our story, an event, a challenge, something that we experience, something that has happened in our life, right? It's quite dramatic as well. This is the interesting part. It's the dramatic ones that we hold on to. Isn't that interesting? And then you replay it over and over and over and over, day in, day out. Aren't you bored? Aren't you sick and tired of it already? I mean, if you went to pay money to buy popcorn and your Coke and your slushie, and you're sitting there and you're having your Mars bar or your Snickers and you're indulging and you're crying and all these tears, and then you walk away and you have that moment of reflection, do you really go to the cinema and relive the same movie? Do you go and pay for it again and again and again? Well, let's just say you're one of those people and you tell me, yes, Sarah, I actually do. Cool. The second time that you watch it, do you cry like the first? The third time you watch it, do you cry like the second? The fourth, the fifth, the 10th, the 20th, do you cry like the first initial time that you experience the pain of the actors, of what they're trying to generate in you? Your answer most likely has to be no. Meaning, your body builds this resistance and this mechanism that says, well, it is what it is, I know the story, it's repeating itself. Yet you're putting yourself in that state to rewatch it. Why don't you just go buy yourself another movie? Why don't you buy tickets to the comedy, to action, to a documentary that you can learn from? This is what you're doing day in, day out with your story. You're consistently replaying the same old story, blaming the world for the victim that you are feeling in the now that actually was felt back then. It doesn't exist anymore. That's the point I'm trying to bring across. What existed was true, definitely. And I'm with you. And I'm not undermining what you experience. I'm not undermining the pain. I don't want to remove that away. But I want you to remember, it's not true anymore. It was, but it no longer is. And so you're in your own hypnosis, imagining as though the story is reoccurring. Now you do it so many times, you build this resilient autopilot in a hypnosis that wakes you up every morning, puts you to sleep every night with the same old story. Now try to get out of that one if you can. Because all you know in the model of your world is the same repeated story that's inside your head, and you're using your imagination to envelope that, experience that, feel that 10, 20, 30 times more. Aren't you desensitized already? Isn't it interesting that every time you mention the story to someone new, you actually don't feel what you felt at the beginning, except you're so in tune with the story that it's a narrative that you must repeat day in, day out, to the same old people that choose to listen to you and don't tell you, dude, wake up, get out, enough. And so when they do that, you go and find someone else and you leech on them and until they tell you to move on. And when they tell you to move on, you find someone else and you leech on to that. And when you find no one to leech up on, you say, I'm all alone. But you've been all alone throughout the whole thing, even when someone was listening and giving you that ear. Because in fact, you were living in a truth that is actually not the truth anymore. How do you get out of that? Well, stop ruminating, meaning the moment you become aware that you are thinking of something that no longer belongs to you in the now and no longer is happening, say things like cancel, or I choose to let this go, or you know what, great, it was then, he served me, he protected me by reminding me how to protect myself, create boundaries, know how to love or give or whatever it is that it served you in some way, shape or form. But now I choose to be in this very moment, to be present, because the only thing you have control over is right now. You don't even have control over tomorrow. As much as you think you do, you don't. You only can control the present in order to create a new story and a new ending for maybe the tomorrow that may be written again for you. But you have no control over what happened and what's gone in the past. That's done. What's done is done. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you agree that this is the facts, this is the truth, the sooner you will stop repeating the pattern. And don't get me wrong, it won't be easy. It won't happen overnight. If you've been ruminating, repeating the same old story over and over for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, it's going to take you a few weeks, a few months to chip away and break down all those barriers that you've created for yourself unconsciously. By the way, it's not done purposely. Maybe for some people, but in general, it's not done purposely. It's just something to protect you. The more you chip away and the consistency that you build, you find that the story is no longer leached onto you, and you actually start rewriting what you want. You start to create the life that you want. You start to create the chapters, maybe remove the old ones, and find the story that you want to live in the now, not tomorrow, because that's also a problem, because you don't want to live in tomorrow and realize that, hey, it didn't work out how I wanted.
From my heart to yours, as always.